Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. The Premier League is 3 days away, which means we are here to do our Arsenal's predictions for the season. So we'll be covering 10 different topics. If you're watching this, obviously on replay, which everything is on replay anyway, all the timestamps will be in the description. So make sure to click on the timestamps to check out whichever topic you want. So who best to do this with other than Cozy from Arsenal's podcast? Cozy's Arsenal's podcast. How are you?
I'm brilliant, bro. How are you doing? Just fine. Just
very,
looking just looking at
very,
the
very good.
new season. Yeah.
Yep, the season is here. 2021-2022 season. The real business is back, which means we have to be ready. So we'll be going through 10 different topics. So the first one is the league position and the points total. Last season we ended up 8th again, second season in a row. This time though with 61 points. Do you think we'll make an improvement on that? Do you think you're going to be lower than that?
Yeah. No, I don't think we'll be lower than that because that was our worst season in almost 3 decades. That was the worst season in almost 3 decades. So it's very hard to imagine that we shall perform worse than that. Given the fact that we are so free, we are not even busy. We don't have Champions League football. We don't have Europa League football. So I don't think we'll go worse than that. I think it's gonna be better. We will finish 6th. That is my prediction. 2 positions above 8th, where we finished for the last 2 consecutive seasons. 6th is my prediction. And if you look at last season, we got in 61 points, around 61, 62 points. I think we'll add more 10 points to that because we are resting a lot. We are resting for 7 days, so probably 71 points would do. We will get 71 points and finish position 6.
Okay, and we also lost a lot of home games last season, a lot of like Burnleys and those kind of teams. So if you can manage to win those kind of games, obviously no one knows if you're going to be able to win at Old Trafford and Stamford Bridge again. But I do agree there. I think we're going to make an improvement. I'm going to jump Arsenal from 8th to 5th, and I think we'll finish with the points total of 68, which means the other teams that were doing well last season, the likes of West and Aston Villa, will kind of drop a bit, which will allow us to enough space to get 5th and 68 with only 68 points. So that's my prediction for this season. Hopefully we improve in terms of losing these home games. If we just win a couple of more home games, we are back to being a top 5 club, hopefully. And last question, just short on, do you think that will be above Tottenham? Do you think 6th is above Tottenham?
I think we'll be above Tottenham. I think we'll be above Tottenham. They're going to struggle. The manager, if Hurricane leaves, I think we'll be above them. We'll be above them.
Okay, let's go to the second topic, which is the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Now, obviously, we have a very, very good relationship with the FA Cup. I think we won it in 2014, in 2015, in 2017, 2020 as well. So 4 times out of the last 6 seasons. Obviously, last season we did not win it and we went out in the first round. This season, I think in the FA Cup, we'll get to the quarterfinal. I actually do fancy Liverpool to win it. By the way, if you want to check out my other predictions, I have a second channel. I'll link it up in the description. And in the YouTube card, make sure to click there to check out my other Premier League predictions, which will be out on Wednesday. And also, Cozy's link will be in the description. He'll also do Premier League predictions for his own channel as well. So for me, I think Liverpool will end up winning the FA Cup. We'll get to the quarterfinal, but the Carabao Cup, which has been dominated by a certain team in Manchester, I think we will get a victory there this time. I think we'll finally win the Carabao Cup. A competition we never win. During Wenger's days, we used to play a lot of youngsters. Recently, last season we did very well, beat Leicester away from home, beat Liverpool away from home, and then we get drawn against City. Our luck is usually very, very horrible. So, because for me, Carabao Cup winners, FA Cup quarterfinal. How about you?
I think FA Cup will go beyond quarterfinals. I think we'll get eliminated at the semis. We know how to play. It's ours. And last season we really did poorly. First round we were knocked out. The first game we played, it was Southampton. We were actually knocked out, and it's like, oh my God, what is this? So I think semifinals. I think semifinals FA Cup, and we'll treat it more seriously. Carabao Cup. Really, I think we can. I think we can go to the final. I don't think we will win it. I think Chelsea will, though. But I think we can go to the final if Mikel Arteta treats it very, very seriously. We can go to the final. I don't think we will win it. FA Cup, we'll go to the semi-finals.
Okay, so no cup wins for CONCEDED this season. Another thing to mention is this time round we are joining the Carabao Cup in the second round. We usually join it in the third round, but because we have no European competition this season, we are joining it very early. So we'll start even before the rest of the teams, which is a nightmare. So like a good thing we don't have European football, so we still have time for those competitions. So that's the second topic. Let us know in the comment section what you think. The third one is goals scored and goals conceded. Now, last season, in terms of goals scored, I think we only scored 55 goals, which was horrible. We usually score at least 70 in a season. I don't remember how many we conceded, but the goal difference was not good at all. So for me, in terms of goals scored, I think we'll improve on that. I think we definitely need to get a number 10. Even if we don't get one, I think we'll improve in goals. I'll say Arsenal to score 65 goals, 10 more goals than last season. And in terms of conceded, I'm going to go with 45 goals, so a plus 20 goal difference. How about you?
Last season we conceded around 34, 35 goals, 38, around 38, 39 goals, by the way. We had a goal difference of 16 and we scored 55. This coming season, I'll predict that we'll be a little bit better defensively if Mikel Arteta gets a starting back four regularly. So I think out of the 38, we'll consider around 34 goals this season.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't score many goals last season, 55. We really struggled. I think the reasons as why we struggled have not actually completely gone away. So I'm only going to add around 8 goals to 8 goals, and I'll go with a 60, around 60, 68. Is it 68? 63. So I think 63 goals, 63, 64 goals, and then concede 34.
Wow, that would actually be a high goal difference. That's a goal difference of plus 20. So for me, we both expect Arsenal to improve in terms of goals scored. Goals conceded around the same as last season. Last season we did concede. We kept a lot of we had a very good defensive record, but in terms of goals conceded, we used to concede one here, one there. So the clean sheets are very few. And that takes me to the next topic, which is Premier League clean sheets. Last season, we kept 12 of them. A lot of them actually unexpected, like United away, Chelsea away. And I think Leno kept maybe 10 of those, and Matt Ryan, I think 2 of those, if I'm not wrong. I remember Ryan kept a clean sheet against Newcastle, for example. And I think on the last day, or the second last day, I think against West Brom or something, not sure. But for me, I'm going to go with 14 clean sheets this time. Obviously, that will not be enough to win them the Golden Glove. The likes of City and Chelsea will be higher than that. So for me, 14 clean sheets, 2 more than last season.
Clean sheets for Leno, I think I'll just go with a basic 11. A basic 11, I think that's average. Basic 11. Mm-hmm. We have Ben White and Pablo Mari and Gabriel are really traveling adventurous centre backs. And I think we'll be penalized for that so many times, especially Ben White, for the fact that Bellerin could stay. I think we might be penalized for their love of adventure. So I think around 11 clean sheets. I'm not going beyond that. Not really going beyond that.
Wow, so Cozy has gone for fewer clean sheets than we had last season. And the fifth and final topic in terms of team performances is the disciplinary record. Now, last season, Cozy, the disciplinary record was not good. We picked up 5 red cards. That was the second in the league. Only Brighton had more. They had 6. In terms of the yellow cards, surprisingly, we were only 17th. We didn't pick up many yellow cards. We had 47 yellow cards last season. Let me go this one first. I'm going to say red cards would have to improve. If we don't, we're in big trouble. So I'm thinking maybe 2 red cards this season, and hopefully they're not those kind of unnecessary red cards. 2 red cards and yellow cards, maybe 50. How about you?
Okay. In terms of red cards, most of the red cards we got last season were reckless. Pepe, that was reckless. Xhaka, that was reckless. Leno, I don't know what he was trying to do. Was it? Could you justify that? I'm not really sure about that. So with Yeah, and
Gabriel's red card against Southampton unneeded.
exactly, exactly, Gabriel as well. So I think red cards I'll predict one in the season. One.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go for one. I think we'll improve in that. In terms of yellow cards, I don't think it will actually massively, will have massively have low, but I'll have to go with 35.
35. That is actually very, very good. Because yellow cards sometimes, if they pile up, ends up in suspensions and things like that.
Yeah.
And last season we picked up yellow cards, ending up in red cards as well, like Gabriel. So that's our team predictions. The next ones now we're going to focus on the individual performances, and this one is very important, Kozi. Top scorers. I'll let you go first. Last season, Pepe scored the most goals in all competitions. And Lacazette had the most goals in the Premier League. So Premier League top scorers, just the Premier League. Who do you think will be our top scorer with how many goals?
Okay. Last season we had 3 players with double figures, and that was really, really good. 3 players, double figures: Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe. If we get in a number 10, I think it's even going to create more chances for our strikers. Surprisingly, I think I won't say this because you're going to ask me that, but Aubameyang is my top scorer this season. He's going to score 17 goals.
That's the same thing I had in mind. Aubameyang 17 goals. Exact same.
Aubameyang is going to score 17 goals. Next is going to be Nicolas Pepe. I think he will give us 13. And we could get we could get some 11 from if Laka stays, I go with Laka 11.
Okay, that's the same thing I had in mind. That is absolutely crazy. Aubameyang to get 17 goals. I'm okay with players sharing goals because that means you're getting goals from everywhere. I'm going to go for Aubameyang 17. I'm going to go for Lacazette 15. I think he's on penalties. And then the last one, I'm going to go for Bukayo Saka. I think this will be a breakthrough season in terms of goals. I'm going to go for Saka to get 9 goals. I think we'll only have 2 players in terms of double figures. Pepe will be in and around, maybe in all competitions. He might get like 15 or something, but Aubameyang to get the top scorer in the league. How about all competitions? Do you think Aubameyang will still be top? All competitions, including the Carabao Cup and FA Cup?
All competitions. Yeah, I still think Aubameyang. I still think Aubameyang because we are going to do whatever it takes to raise him up, and I think our focus is going to be on how to get Aubameyang back. I think that is what Mikel is going to deal with first. How do I get my striker back? And that's why I think the too much attention is going to give him that that ability to raise Aubameyang. All competitions 23 goals.
Okay, so another thing for you guys who are watching to consider, that's 17 goals for Aubameyang. Remember, he'll also be away in January. So getting 17 goals for those games that he'll be here will actually be a good thing. So that's where Lacazette could probably peep him, but Aubameyang usually plays a lot of minutes. He never gets subbed off most of the time. So that's our top scorers for this season. The next topic, the 7th topic, is most assists. Now, last season, Willian, Saka, and Smith Rowe all had 7 assists. So this season, I'm also going to fancy my top 3 assists in the Premier League. I'm going to go with Saka. I think he's going to get 10 assists. I actually think he's going to be amongst the top 3 in the whole Premier League, maybe following the likes of De Bruyne. The second one, I'm going to go with Tierney. I think he puts in so many good crosses. Maybe he'll get maybe 6 assists or something. And then Smith Rowe will also get 6. So those are my 3 players.
Okay. In terms of assists, I think one player we can never underrate if he gets a good season is Nicolas Pepe. I think Pepe will do much of assisting, but he's not going to be my main man. I think my main man is I want to go with Saka, but I'm afraid of Saka because he had a very, very good season last season. I'm really afraid for Saka as well as Emile Smith-Rowe. I don't think. I don't want to expect out of them. So let me go with. I'll go with Nicolas Pepe. Assists 9 in next season. 9. Kian Tierney 7. Yeah, and then I'll go with Saka 5.
Soccer 5. Okay, I think that would be okay. No Willian this season. Last season, surprisingly, he was top, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was very, very shocking. So, 3 more topics to go. Remember, you can make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to comment down below what you're thinking as well. The 8th one we're going to talk about is the biggest impact from the new signings. I know we still haven't completed our signings. We might still get 2 or 3 players, but from the ones that are currently here, and Kozi can actually say whatever he wants in terms of it is going to be his choice in terms of does he think maybe a Madison could come in up to him? But for me, I'm going to go with Ben White. I think over the last few seasons, we've never had defenders who can play a lot of games. If Ben White can play 35 or 36 of the games, we saw against Chelsea the block he made from the line. He has the pace to get back. Against Tottenham, I saw the likes of Lucas Moura very, very afraid to actually take him on because he has the pace. If that was a David Luiz, they wouldn't be afraid to take him on because they know it would foul them or something. So I think Ben White will have the biggest impact.
Biggest impact for me is Albert Sambi Lokonga. No question about that. He's already started it. He's already showed it in preseason. And I think with Lokonga, his impact is going to be very visible because we don't have a player. We've literally spent around 5 years without having a player who does what he does. His average position has been missing on the Arsenal map for some time. And I think the rate at which he picks up the ball and moves it forward, the rate at which he wins back the ball, his passing accuracy, I think it's gonna be a dominant figure in our heat maps next season. For me, I'm going with Abasemi Lokonga. I'll go with Abasemi Lokonga. And the good thing is Partey is injured, so Lokonga has an assurance to start at least in the first few games. When Partey comes back, Lokonga will have made a statement. Xhaka drops, bring in Partey. Let's get the party started. So I think it's gonna be Lokonga. It's gonna be Lokonga, especially in terms of possession and the small teams.
Yeah. So obviously none of us mentioned Tavares, but we're hoping he has a good season. Maybe he'll definitely be needed. So because he said good thing Partey is injured, I'll correct that. Bad thing Partey is injured, but it could be a good thing.
I mean, it's like it's
yeah, we know what you mean. Yeah, we know what you mean. It's good for his playing time. So those are our predictions in terms of biggest impact. The final 2 player of the season. Now we've had Aubameyang over the years. We've had players like I think Lacazette got some time. We've had players like Fabregas back in the day. We've had Van Persie. For me, this season again, I'm going to fancy Ben White again. I think he'll have that much of an impact at Arsenal. I'm going to go for Ben White to be player of the season. I think he'll help us in terms of improving in clean sheets and stuff like that. I think he can get a couple of goals as well, maybe 3 or 4 goals for us. And I think it's going to be back-to-back Premier League player of the seasons for him at Brighton and at Arsenal. How about you?
Obviously, I'm going to go with Nicola Pepe. I've told you, I think he's going to have a brilliant season this season. I think even last season, because of Saka's consistency, you think Nicola Pepe couldn't actually win it, but because he had a couple of glimpses, his performances were just disconnected, but they were not so bad. Europa League, Premier League, until at the end, I think he just needs to connect his good performances consecutively, consistently. It's gonna be my player of the season, Pepe.
I'm really hoping so. That would be massive for him and massive for us. And the last topic is the surprise of the season. For me, I'm going to pick my man, Aubameyang. I know a lot of people have talked about him getting sold. A lot of people have said he's missed a lot of chances, which is true. He actually finished the entire preseason without a goal, which was very, very worrying. But I think when the season gets started, whichever position he plays, left as a striker, whichever position he plays, I think we'll see some more goals and it will be a definite improvement from last season. I said he's going to get 17 goals. Same with Kosi. Kosi said he's going to be the top scorer in all competitions. And I think he's going to surprise people. A lot of people are expecting the likes of Lukaku to be up there, Salah in terms of goals, but Aubameyang to be in the top 3 of the goal scoring chart and to be the surprise of the season. I'm not sure if it's really a surprise, but it's a surprise because of the season he had last season and the kind of expectations from rivals and all that. So Aubameyang for me.
Surprise of the season. Wow, I'm still. I don't want to take. I feel like Gabi Martinelli is gonna have his say, and I'm not gonna say it's a surprise. I'll rank him, later. But I think my surprise of the season You know what I'm gonna say? Bellerin.
Surely not. Surely not. We'll even be here. Maybe it surprises at PSG, not at Arsenal.
But my surprise of season, I'm going to go with the Ban Leno. He's got to clear his name. He knows that. He struggled a couple of times last season. And I think the struggling was justifiable. The back line has changed and improved a little bit. So if we can get a good right back for him, he's going to be exposed little. And you know what? What's going to be surprising is nobody's going to talk about him in a negative way because he's going to have a good back line. He's going to have to make the simple saves. I think, by the way, Leno will be among the top 5 players of the season. So he's my surprise now.
That would be very, 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 very good for us because he said I think he'll get like 12 clean sheets, which will mean he'll have to make a lot of saves for us in the bigger games as well. So those are your 10 predictions. We've gone through the league positions, the top scorers, the surprises of the season and all that. As I told you earlier, I've also already recorded the Premier League, an FA Cup and Europa League, Champions League predictions and everything. That will be in my other channel. The link will be in the description. It will be out on Wednesday. I'm expecting Kozi to put out his as well, maybe on Wednesday. So, Kozi, thank you very much for coming on. Let's hope most of our predictions are right. What do you expect?
I think there will be. I think there will be because we know the team. We've seen it for at least 5 consecutive seasons, like consistently. So we know it. We don't predict because we're Arsenal fans or we are deluded or we are negative. Yeah, I think, there's a lot of logic in what we say.
Yeah, so what you've noticed there is that we still trust the likes of Aubameyang, still trust the likes of Leno, we still try Bellerin. I'm not sure if it was a joke or true, but if that happens, I'll be happy for him if that happens. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Make sure to comment what you think below. The timestamps again are in the description. Make sure to check that out, and I will catch up with you guys later.